Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Cyajin Tommy here with a new video, a new type of video that I really haven't done before, an actual review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Demoniacal Fit Ultra Instinct Headsculpt set that comes with both Omen and Mastered Ultra Instinct. And I'm going to tell you guys my honest opinion about these head sculpts and if I recommend you should get them. So let's get this started. So, I decided to start off this review with the form that started it all, Ultra Instinct Omen, aka my personal favorite Ultra Instinct form, and the one I was really excited to get from this set. Before I go on, let's get the elephant out of the room. One of the biggest problems people have had with these sets are how the hair placement and the size of the faces look on these hairs. It's been a point of contention for a while since these faces and heads were first released in the first promo images, and let's just say those first promo images really didn't give these heads the justice they actually have. If you're only basing your opinion off of those first promo images, let me say that these look way better in person compared to those promo images, and even some pictures taken by other people who have the set look so much better than the promo images first released by Demoniacal themselves. But I do still have some problems with certain faces in this set, and sadly, the neutral face is one of them. To me, this isn't the best neutral face. It looks okay from certain angles, especially when his head's pointing downwards, but when you're looking at it dead on, and especially from this side, it doesn't look that great to me. The main reason I don't like it from this side is the fact that there's no sideburn right here. And I feel like with the addition of a sideburn, it would have made the hairs look a little bit better. With this open space right here, it just doesn't look right. It just looks off. And the face is just slightly long for the size of the hair. I feel like if there was a smaller face they used for this, with a smaller forehead or just a shorter, like a stockier face, maybe like a God Goku face or a Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku face, or even a 1.0 normal Goku face, it would have worked a little bit better in terms of the stern face of Ultra Instinct. But in certain angles, this doesn't look that bad. It's serviceable, but not perfect. But that is not the case for all the faces in the Omen set. And let me get on to my personal favorite face that comes with the Omen head. This is the teeth gritted face on this hair, and to me, this is the perfect face for this Omen hair. The size of it is basically perfect for the size of this hair, and it doesn't look as big as the other hair sculpts in this set. To me, this is actually the most spot on any of these faces look to actual Ultra Instinct. And I feel like this is the reason why I said certain smaller faces would work better with these hairs. Because this teeth gritted face, when I compare all the faces side by side, is slightly smaller than the other two faces in this set. And I just feel like the intensity of this face sculpt just looks so good with the Omen hair. I just feel like this is my favorite overall head sculpt or overall face in this head sculpt when I'm using it. And with the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku body, I feel like this is the best way to display this Goku figure, unless we get a blue shirt Goku figure in the future. And it looks beautiful to me, especially with this face, and this is mainly how I'm going to have this dude displayed as I have it in the future. Sadly, my praise of the teeth gritted face doesn't come to the screaming face. Really, in my opinion, this is the weakest face of the Omen set of faces. The reason why I feel this way is that the face is just too big. It's too big for the hair sculpt they chose, and it just looks jarring whenever you have it inside the hair. The jaw goes down so low, and the forehead is just so big on the screaming face that it doesn't look right at any angle. You can try to finagle it when you're taking pictures, but just overall, it doesn't really look that good. And usually I do not really use this face when I'm posing these figures around, and I've had them for a couple of days and I barely even really use this face. It's a real shame because the teeth gritting face was really good, the neutral face wasn't terrible, but this one really, I have to say, is probably the only really bad face in these sets in my opinion. There's no way to make these faces look that good, and it's a sad case. But other than that, the Omen hair isn't actually that bad, especially with the teeth gritted face. I feel like the Omen head isn't that big of a disappointment to me. But sadly, the screaming face and the neutral face to an extent aren't what I was looking for specifically. But will the mastered head and faces save this set? Hopefully, you'll find out relatively soon. Now, one thing that's different about the mastered hair already is the fact that the neutral face on this one just looks so good. I don't know what it is. They're all the same hair sculpt, the same face sculpt, but just the neutral face on this mastered hair, it just looks so much better than on the Omen. It looks better placed for no reason. I don't really know why, but for the mastered face, it just looks better on this hair than on the Omen hair. And I'm really glad it does. It adds another layer to this figure, and it has two different display options I have for my two different Ultra Instinct figures. I'm really glad that this neutral face actually turned out better than the Omen's neutral face. As with the mastered neutral face and the Omen teeth gritted face, the two of them mixed together make one of my favorite faces in the set, the mastered Ultra Instinct teeth gritted face. It's one of my favorite faces in this set, as is the Omen variation of the same face, and just with the mastereds, I don't know what it is about this hair, but it just looks so good on the Awakening Goku body. It just looks like it's made for this. It looks so good in this, and I feel like the only thing that could make this face a little bit better is what I said earlier, sideburns. Sideburns would have made this hair just a little bit more better, just that little bit that sets it apart. But even without it, it just looks really good, and in poses and in animation, it just looks great. Sadly, the streak kinda ends with the screaming mastered face. The same problems plague this face as its Omen counterpart, and really, there's really no saving this face in my opinion. They're the two weakest faces in the set, and the faces I barely use. But in certain displays, they can be finagled, but to me, they're just not good. They're not good faces at all, and they really just look out of place. Now for my final verdict on this set. I really feel like, me personally, these sets fill what I need in my collection. Now, they're not the perfect hair sets at all, far from them, but for the price and their availability on different websites, I feel like personally they're good value for what I need for my collection. Even though certain faces don't look that great, and overall the hair could have been way better, what we got is a really decent product for their price and their availability. I really think that these hairs are really good for anybody who needs an Ultra Instinct hair and can't really find another custom hair online that they like and just want a quick one that they can get for $25. These hairs perfectly fill what I need in my collection, and I feel like certain times they look perfect, but other times with certain faces, they just don't cut the mark. So I have to give these sets just a decent grade. I'll give them about a B-. They're not A+ material at all, but they're not D's, they're not F's, they're not terrible things like other people online are saying. They're better in hand, they look great when you pose them around, but they still have major problems. If these major problems were avoided, we would have really had some perfect head sculpts. But sadly, that's not the case. But for what I need them for and my use in my collection, I actually do enjoy these hairs. It just depends on what you do with them. So if you're on the fence and you feel like, oh, I can do something interesting with these hairs and make the best out of them, for all means, get these hairs. But if you feel like, oh, I don't really like the look of these hairs, and I have the opportunity to get a hair sculpt that I like better, get that head sculpt instead of these. The only other reason I would see you getting these if you already have a different ultra instinct head sculpt is for the faces. But other than that, it's up to you to do these. Hopefully my review helped form your opinion on if you want to get these or not. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is really my first time doing something like this in a long time. And I really hope that maybe I can go on to do other reviews of other Dragon Ball products from SX Figure Arts, Dragon Stars, Figure Eyes, whoever, whatever figures you guys want. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. This is Saiyajin Kami. Peace out.